Hello everyone, Kezavern here today, and I'm going to be going over the Phantom Invasion in Mesoterra. Now if you're a newer player, it might be difficult for you to take part in this because you do need a dinosaur to go to Mesoterra. If you don't know how to get one as a playable character, you have to go over to the forest and go up to the very top part here where there's the hologram guy, and he can help you get into the machine where you take any level 5 dinosaur and it can become your avatar or playable character. And so once you have that dinosaur as a playable character, you can then go to Mesoterra and take part in the event. So with that out of the way, let's just take a look. In Mesoterra, the actual event here is taking place way up at the very northern part of it, where you will find 3 cannons of different colors. Also, if you've never been to Mesoterra before, I'll give you a quick little tour. There's some shops and cool stuff here. For any newer players who haven't been there, I think it's definitely worth it to get at least one dinosaur so you can take part in any of these events or visit the shops, as sometimes they do have time-limited items. But let's move right on to the event. If you are in Mesoterra, when the whole thing starts up, you'll see a message that a wave of phantoms has arrived and you're needed to help fend them off. So just head over to that northern point and get yourself at one of the 3 cannons. Towards the beginning, it doesn't matter quite so much which color you pick. Just man the cannon and start shooting them. It is color specific, except for, of course, the ones that are white. So just shoot at the phantoms that are your color specifically, and then focus on the ones that are white last. On the first few stages like this, switching between cannons is not really going to be necessary. Even if there's only 1 or 2 people at the other cannons, you can likely just wait it out and not run out of time. For the rewards, you're going to get a mixture of crafting crystals and blueprints for the most part. You can also get gems and sapphires, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much the 4 things you'll get is gems, sapphires, crystals, and blueprints. I could be wrong about that, and they could also change it in the future. For now, let's just take a look at what Wave 2 brings. It has more phantoms, and now they're moving. This means that you can't aim directly at them. You have to aim kind of at where they're going to be, as it takes your paint seed a little bit of time to get over to them. I'd say, yeah, maybe 1-2 seconds. It actually depends on how far away from your cannon they are. So you're just going to have to time it out. A big trick to timing it correctly is knowing where the phantoms are going. Their paths are not always linear, and they are kind of stuck on a track system, which I'll talk more about in a second. But right here you can see it's just aim and shoot, aim and shoot. This game is fairly simple on the PC or the mobile device. I'll say that on a tablet it's not hard, but if you are using a smaller phone, tapping the exact location with your finger on this, because they become very small on a phone, tapping the exact location and hitting it does get a lot more difficult. So I'd recommend a larger screen of some type to really get the targeting correct on this. As you might expect, when you go up to each next wave, the difficulty does increase. There keeps becoming more and more phantoms you have to defeat. They move around a little bit more, and they have more dots or health, I guess you'd call it. So when you hit them once, they will not be eliminated. You have to hit some of them 2, 3, 4 more times, and sometimes with a combination of different paint seed colors. So it becomes more essential that you have more people for the further levels. Here on level 3, we're actually not going to beat this one because we only have, 5 or 6 people. You really do need, I believe, around 15 or more people to actually complete the whole thing from start to finish, especially since the boss level gets a little bit more tricky. So let's move on to an actual time when I have a chance of beating it here. Skipping ahead to Wave 4 with a group of about 15 people, I believe. I didn't exactly count, but you can see there's a lot more paint seeds flying around. The first thing you want to do when entering these stages is not get overwhelmed. There are a lot of phantoms, but you just need to focus in on your color at first, the one you're stationed at. Just focus those ones down, and then focus on the white ones next, and then just take it one phantom at a time. Shooting randomly isn't really going to help the group a lot. It's much better to be precise and patient with this. And this is also the point at which I'm going to talk more about the track system they are on. If you pay attention to how they're moving, it's in a very organized format, and you can actually track this with a line here and see their movement pattern. And knowing their movement pattern is actually very helpful, because then you'll know where to aim. The tracks are consistent no matter how many times you do this. Once you learn where the tracks are, you can consistently shoot at them. Also, the speed at which these phantoms move is very linear, or the same throughout, so you're not going to have much trouble timing out your shots unless you're shooting it one way on the edge of the screen and you're on the opposite side, at which point a paint seed can take almost 3 seconds to travel there, and so your shots might start missing when you're shooting from that far away. So again, just stay calm, focus on your color at first, focus on the ones that are closer to your cannon if you can, and then eliminate the white ones later. All in all, it's just something you get better at the more you play it, and there is currently a mission to defeat 100 whole waves of these to get a custom color name tag and icon if you're a member. If not, it's still just fun to do for the rewards. Once again, I'm not going to go over the rewards in detail because those types of things do change over time. Just know that crafting crystals, blueprints, gems and sapphires are mainly the items available right now. Moving right along to the boss though, this is a little bit more difficult, and this is where you'll definitely feel it if you're lacking players, because you do need a whole lot of people to beat this. I'd say 15 is close to the minimum. Maybe if you have 10 really good players you could do it, but 15 can cut it close on time. So obviously there are 3 colors it starts with. It does not stay this way. The 3 different heads that you have to take out are kind of like protective parts to the main phantom boss. Once the 3 heads are down, you shoot the main one, and its life will finally start decreasing, but all the while the time is going down the whole way. And after the 3 heads have gone down and you've hurt the main boss, they will come back up in a different color format. So this is where switching cannons becomes pretty much essential. If you want to just sit at your cannon and be useless while none of your colors are up, that is your choice, but it also makes you less likely to get a reward. So I would definitely recommend being ready to switch cannons throughout this stage. Just go wherever you're needed the most. You will also notice that as you progress further and you do more damage to the main boss, more and more of these pinkish shields keep on appearing. Obviously your paint seeds will bounce off of those, but there's really no way to avoid them, especially towards the end. You kind of have to keep shooting, even if you're shooting directly at them, as it's very difficult to time out your shot with the position of the shields flying around. So I basically just keep on smashing the shoot button and just keep aiming at the eyes. If you want to get really precise with your aim and your timing and try to avoid the shields, you can, but if you have enough people present, you should be fine by just shooting at the color of eye that you need to at all times. That is just about it for fighting the Phantom Invasion in Mesoterra. Another great opportunity this provides, of course, is a group of people who are able to fight phantoms while they're waiting for the waves to start, and so you get a lot of people dropping the phantom potions right here at the event area. It's fairly common to come here and see people fighting these if there's not currently waves active, so it's also a great way to sit around and get some cool free stuff if you're a newer player, as getting these phantom drops done for free for you can get you your own phantom potions, sapphire potions, just items to sell or any other kind of great stuff. Always a good thing to do if you're a new player, and if you're a more experienced player or someone who's been here for a while, this is also a good opportunity to use up those phantom drop potions while you're waiting to do the event. Either way, it's a lot of fun. I'd recommend it for anyone who has the time to head on over while the event's active. Another time-limited event is the alpha item giveaways that I do. One of the first 6 people to comment on my videos are entered in a roll to possibly get an alpha item. If you do win, I'll just contact you, meet up with you in game, and let you select from any of the alpha items I have available for trade. I've already done many of these roll giveaways and plan to do many more, as each one is done with a video I make. So keep on commenting on those videos that are newer and don't have a lot of comments. When you do comment, be sure to include your name, of course, so I can contact you in game. Again, 1 out of 6 people can win from these, so if it's a newer video, your chances are pretty good. If you've won before, you cannot win again, though, because I keep track of all the people who've won. So just be aware of that. Anyways, keep on jamming out there, fight those phantoms in Mesoterra, and until next time, you guys have fun.